Kanagawa, a seaside paradise, an industrial hub, and a hotbed of football. This is Football Destinations Japan, Kanagawa. Kanagawa Prefecture is to the south of Tokyo and stretches along the coast towards the foothills of Mount Fuji. Its biggest city is Yokohama, but I won't be discussing Yokohama teams in this video, because that city's absolutely mad football scene has its own dedicated video, so definitely check that one out if you haven't done so yet. In this video we'll be focusing on the other teams in Kanagawa, starting with a winning machine of Japanese football. Where else to start in Kanagawa than with Kawasaki Frontale, who at the time of making this video are the powerhouse of Japanese football, and maybe even the best team the J.League has ever seen. But it hasn't always been this way. The club come from fairly modest origins, having started out as the corporate side of Fujitsu in 1955. They entered the regional Kanto Soccer League in 1967 and stepped up to the national level Japan Soccer League Division 2 in 1972. In 1976, Fujitsu won the second division title for the only time, but ultimately only spent 4 seasons in the top tier of the Japan Soccer League. However, the club's fortunes were about to improve. With the launch of the J.League in 1992, a new world of professional football was ushered in to replace the corporate-dominated Japan Soccer League, and Fujitsu wanted in. In 1997, the club turned professional and became Kawasaki Frontale with the target of joining the J.League. At this time, the club played in the former Japan Football League and in 1998 finished second in the table to join the J.League for 1999. The club actually had the chance to jump straight up to J1, but lost the promotion-relegation playoff to Avispa Fukuoka, so instead became a founding member of J2, and they made history by becoming the league's first champions, earning a place in J1 for the 2000 season. But this wasn't the start of Frontale's dominance. Instead, it was a false dawn. Frontale finished 16th overall in their first season to drop straight back down to J2, which is where they would stay for the next 4 seasons. But in 2004, Frontale won J2 for the second time to return to J1, and this time it was built to last. Success though would have to wait, because Frontale first became known as the J-League's nearly men. They were second in 2006, second in 2008, second in 2009, third in 2013, and third overall in 2016. They also lost 4 Levan Cup finals and 1 Emperor's Cup final, but the 2017 Levan Cup final would be Frontale's last taste of defeat for some time. In 2017, they lifted the J1 title for the first time, and they retained the title in 2018. Then, in 2019, they finally won the Levan Cup, 5th time lucky. And in 2020, Frontale did the double, winning a 3rd J1 title in 4 years and their first Emperor's Cup. Despite the city of Kawasaki now being synonymous with Frontale, they were not the first J-League team from the city. Verdy Kawasaki were a founding member of the J-League in 1992 and stayed in Kawasaki until 2001, when they moved to Tokyo to become Tokyo Verdy. Verdy only moved to Kawasaki to join the J-League and had previously played in Tokyo, so struggled to truly connect with the local population. Frontale, however, have never had this issue. The club makes huge efforts to work with the local community and has undoubtedly had a positive effect on a city that hasn't always had the best of reputations. This year's summer special shirt also highlights the club's close links with the city, with a kit that celebrates the 100th anniversary of the Kawasaki Waterworks Bureau. The club have a pretty good track record with special edition kits, including the 2020 season Union Jack and Thomas the Tank Engine effort. The Great Britain Olympic athletics team was due to use Todoroki, Kawasaki Frontale's home stadium, as their training camp for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, which was the thinking behind using Thomas the Tank Engine and the Union flag on the shirt. Frontale play their home games at Todoroki Stadium, which is one of the most iconic stadiums in Japanese football. And soon it will be even better, with plans in place to convert the venue into a dedicated football stadium with 35,000 seats. Kawasaki Frontale's rise to prominence has been one of the best success stories of the J-League. With a strong community link, an attractive brand of football, exciting young players coming through the academy, and a major stadium redevelopment on the horizon, it seems like Kawasaki Frontale will continue to be one of the biggest teams in Japan. Away from the industrial hub of Kawasaki and on the beautiful Kanagawa coast is one of Japan's most iconic teams, Shonan Bellmare. But the club's roots stretch away from the sea and towards landlocked Tochigi Prefecture and the formation of Towa Real Estate's corporate team in 1968. In 1975, ownership of the club was transferred to Fujita, and the club name became Fujita Soccer Club. This change of ownership also led to the club relocating to Hiratsuka in Kanagawa Prefecture, which is where the club are still located today. As Fujita SC, the club enjoyed considerable success in the Japan Soccer League, winning the first division title 3 times. They also won the Emperor's Cup twice and the JSL Cup once. In the final season of the Japan Soccer League in 1991-92, the club won the second division title. And in 1993, the J-League began, replacing the Japan Soccer League. But Fujita were not one of the founding members. Instead, they joined the former Japan Football League, winning the 1993 title and gaining promotion to the J-League for its second season in 1994. The J-League was a clear step away from the corporate JSL era, and to become a J-League team, clubs had to give up their corporate identity and attach themselves to a hometown. So Fujita SC became Bellmare Hiratsuka. Bellmare is a combination of the Latin words bellum, meaning beautiful, and mare, meaning sea. An apt name for a team on the Shonan coast. And it wasn't just the sea that was beautiful in Bellmare's J-League world. The style of football was too. And the shirts. In their debut season at J-League level, the club won the Emperor's Cup, and things were about to get even better. Winning the Emperor's Cup meant Bellmare qualified for the 1995-1996 Asian Cup Winners' Cup. And they won it, beating Iraq's Al Talaba 2-1 in the final, with a young Hidetoshi Nakata scoring the winning goal. This though was as good as it would get for Bellmare. In 1999, the club finished 16th overall and were relegated to J2. So the new millennium started with the club in a new division and with a new name, becoming Shonan Bellmare. If Shonan Bellmare thought they'd bounce right back from relegation, they would be in for a shock. It would take them 10 seasons to escape from the second tier. And so it was that in 2009, Bellmare finished third to secure automatic promotion to J1. And thus began a yo-yo spell for the club. In 2010, Bellmare finished last in J1 and went straight back to J2. In their second season back in J2, they finished second and were promoted again. Again, they spent just one season in J1, being relegated after a 16th place finish. The next season, they won the J2 title for the first time, then spent 2 seasons in J1 before being relegated again. Then they won the J2 title for a second time in 2017. And since then, they've survived in the top flight, but not without a few scares. But there was a bright spot. In 2018, Shonan Bellmare won the Levan Cup, defeating Kanagawa rival Yokohama F Marinos 1-0 in the final. In a quiet corner of Kanagawa Prefecture is a small club making a big name for itself. SC Sagamihara play in J2 after a surprise promotion in 2020. But this is an ambitious club with a strong community link and big plans for the future. The club were founded in 2008 by former Japan national team player Shigeyoshi Mochizuki. They started out in the local Kanagawa Prefectural League Division 3, but from this point on their rise was rapid. They won 5 league titles in 5 seasons, and by 2013 were in the Japan Football League, just one step below the J.League. And in 2013 they were awarded a J.League license to become a founding member of J3 for the 2014 season. SC Sagamihara acquainted themselves well in the J.League, finishing 6th and 4th in their first 2 seasons. But the club suffered something of a slump over the next 4 seasons and fell to 15th out of 18 in 2019. What came next though was somewhat better than a 15th place finish. SC Sagamihara went on an incredible run over the second half of the season, and going into the last day of the season were 3rd, just 1 point behind AC Nagano Parcero. And on the final day, AC Nagano lost 2-0 to Iwate Guruja Morioka, while SC Sagamihara won 2-1 at FC Imabari to leapfrog Nagano and win promotion to J2. It was the latest step in their incredible rise. The club currently play at Sagamihara Gion Stadium, but have grander plans for the future. In 2019, the club announced plans for a new multi-purpose stadium near the north exit of Sagamihara Station. It would be used by SC Sagamihara, Nojima Stella Kanagawa, more on them later, plus the club's American football and rugby teams. The club were collecting signatures online until the end of 2020 to garner support for the project. When it comes to women's football in Kanagawa Prefecture, the biggest team is Nojima Stella Kanagawa Sagimhara. The club were founded in 2012 by electronics retailer Nojima, whose head office is in Sagamihara. The club started out in the Kanagawa Prefectural Leagues, but joined the Nadeshiko League system in 2013, and by 2017 were in the top division. And Nojima Stella are a founding member of the WE League, Japan's new professional women's football league, which will get underway in autumn 2021. The club are one of the most progressive in Japanese football, and in April 2021 held a pride match to raise awareness of LGBTQ issues in Japan. So that was Football Destinations Japan, Kanagawa. Let me know in the comments section which team from this fascinating prefecture is your favourite. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this about Japanese football. Thank you for watching.